Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Latoya and J.E.W.E.L Purpose is a community of women who are discovering purpose, sharing faith and inspiration for the journey. So if that sounds like your thing, hit the subscribe button below and come and join our growing family. Now in today's video, I'll be talking to you about your word for the year. Now the concept of having one word for the year may be new to you, or it may be something you've heard of before, or even something you've tried before. I chose a word for the year for the very first time in 2020 when I did my first vision board. Now at the time when I chose my word for the year, I had no idea that 2020 would be, let's say, a very different year. So actually having one word to focus on for that year really helped me because I was able to still be productive despite all the chaos that was going on around me. So this is a concept that I have tried, proven and now live by. If you already have a word for this year, put it in the comments section below because there's something really powerful about just putting it out there, and also you'll give encouragement to somebody else who is in the process of choosing their word for this year. So while we're in a season where you're possibly thinking about setting your goals, I wanted to share some pointers with you to help you have a successful year, because choosing a word for the year is also really helpful when you're setting your goals. Now let me start by saying that if you haven't already set your goals for 2023, it's absolutely fine. As long as you are alive, there is no cutoff point for setting your goals. Now of course there are benefits to setting your goals sooner than later because it gives you a longer period of time to achieve them, but at the end of the day, just do what works best for you. People often set their goals and then choose their word for the year, but I think it's best to do it the other way around, because once you've chosen your word for the year, your goals should then align with that word. So for example, if your word this year is consistency, your goals should then align with being consistent in particular areas of your life, which means you may not need to set 20 goals this year. Maybe you just need to set 5 goals and then work out what you need to do consistently over a period of time in order to achieve those goals. So it's best to have your word for the year so that your goals could help you to really live up to that word for 2023. Now, you may be wondering how to choose your word for the year, especially if you've never done it before. Now, in my experience, it should be a combination of things, which I'll explain now with some simple examples to help make this process as practical as possible for you. First of all, I would recommend starting with reflection. Reflect on the past year or the past years. What went well and what didn't go so well? Are there habits that you've developed that may be limiting your joy, your peace or your productivity? Reflect and ask yourself these really important questions and be honest with your answers. And once you have the answers to all of those things, it will help you to know what you need to change in this year to make sure that this year is better than the past one. The next thing is introspection. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Which areas do you need to work on in order to become a better version of yourself and subsequently have a better year? So for example, do you need to work on your consistency, your discipline, looking after your health, your money mindset, your financial habits? Once you identify these things, you will know what you need to work on a personal level. Don't skip the introspection phase because it's crucial for helping you set realistic goals. The next thing is through prayer and meditation, because it's really easy to choose our word for the year based on our feelings and our desires, but it's really important that we don't do that. Now, ultimately, God knows the path that He has laid out for us for 2023, so it makes sense that we go to Him to find out the path that we should be on and what our focus should be for this year. All of the steps I've just mentioned, reflection, introspection, prayer and meditation, require you to step outside of yourself, and that's the point. Don't set your word for this year based on how you feel. Instead, set it on who you are becoming and the bigger purpose for your life. Your word for 2023 should be prophetic, or at least provide some direction for the steps that you need to take this year. So for example, if you're in a season of lack, your word for the year may be abundance, and therefore you will set your goals with abundance in mind. Or if you neglected your health last year, maybe your word for this year is health, to help you reprioritize your health and take the steps that you need to take to become a healthier version of yourself. Personally, my word for this year is alignment, and I also have a scripture for the year which God gave to me. And having a scripture for the year is something I've done for many years, and it's a complete game changer. So I will share another video talking about that. So I hope this video has been useful, and as you choose your word for 2023, I really pray that 2023 will be the best year of your life so far. And as you begin to set your goals with your word for the year in mind. Perfection should never be the goal because it's impossible to attain. But if you can get to the end of 2023 and look back and realize that you have grown or developed in a particular area, then that was worth the sacrifice, and it's definitely worth celebrating. And you'll find that it gives you motivation to set your goals and choose your word for the next year. So thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram at j.e.W.E.L.purpose.co, and I will see you on the next video.